Have you ever imagined what life would look like if humans lived for 200 years? Not just reaching 200 in a hospital bed, but being healthy, active, and productive well into your second century of life. Today, we're going to explore that very question. The science, the society, and the strange new world we'd create if our lives doubled in length. Right now, the average global life expectancy is about 72 years. In developed countries, it's higher, reaching the 80s. But what if medical science, genetic engineering, and cellular therapies pushed that to 200? What changes would ripple through every part of human existence? First, let's talk biology. Our bodies age because cells accumulate damage over time. But scientists are making real progress in slowing this down. Telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of DNA, shorten as we age, but some research suggests they can be preserved or even repaired. Experiments with animals, like mice and jellyfish, have shown startling longevity with the right genetic tweaks. Human trials are in early stages, but aging itself may one day be treated like a disease. If successful, it won't just mean longer life, but longer youth. Now, imagine the world with millions of people living to 200. A 50-year-old might still be considered middle-aged. People could spend decades in each life phase, learning, working, parenting, retiring. You might go to university at 40, start a business at 100, or fall in love again at 150. The job market would change dramatically. Careers might last 100 years or more. Instead of retiring at 65, you might work in multiple fields across a lifetime. An architect in your first century, an artist in your second. Lifelong learning wouldn't be a luxury, but a necessity. And governments would need to rethink everything about pensions, healthcare, and productivity. But there's a darker side, too. Overpopulation could become a crisis. If people live twice as long and keep having children, Earth's resources would be under immense strain. Housing shortages, food demand, and climate stress would grow faster than ever. Unless birth rates dropped or humanity expanded to other planets, we'd be living in very crowded conditions. Social relationships would evolve too. Marriage vows like, "till death do us part," might take on a whole new weight. Could a relationship really last 150 years? Would people have multiple long-term partners over a lifetime? Families would span 6, maybe even 7 generations at once. Great-great-great-grandparents living alongside toddlers. And then there's memory. Would our minds even cope with 200 years of experience? Cognitive scientists believe that memory has limits, not a strict number, but a capacity for clarity and relevance. We might need implants or external systems to help us manage decades of memories. Imagine accessing your childhood through a digital archive, like a second brain. Economically, the gap between rich and poor could widen. Longevity treatments may be expensive at first, available only to the wealthy. That could create a new form of inequality, not just between incomes but lifespans. Over time, this might create societal tensions, resentment between those who age normally and those who seem to defy time. Politically, older leaders might remain in power far longer. A president who once served in their 70s could now run again at 130. Experience would increase, but so might stagnation. Generational shifts, which often drive social progress, could slow down dramatically. Younger voices might struggle to break through. But there's incredible potential, too. Imagine what a 200-year-old scientist could discover in their lifetime, or what an artist could create over 2 centuries of evolution. Cures for diseases, masterworks of culture, and breakthroughs in philosophy and space travel might all accelerate, driven by minds with double the time to grow and explore. Of course, some argue that death gives life meaning. Without an ending, would our choices still matter? Would we still feel urgency to love, to create, to live fully? Philosophers have long debated whether immortality would bring peace or emptiness. Extending life doesn't just raise scientific questions, it challenges the very way we define being human. And yet, we're already heading there. Advances in AI, biotechnology, and regenerative medicine are pushing the limits of longevity every day. We may not reach 200 years this century, but we might reach 120, then 150. Each decade, the boundary moves. Each breakthrough, the future shifts. So what if humans lived for 200 years? It wouldn't just change how long we live. It would redefine what life means. Our values, systems, and stories would all evolve. The real question isn't, can we do it, but should we? What would you do with 200 years?